Welcome to this IPEdit tutorial. Here's an overview of the subjects that we will present to you. To open IPEdit, select its icon from the top menu bar. On opening, you see three distinct areas. A Database Explorer window to find the media. A preview window to view and clip the media ready to go onto the timeline. And the timeline itself at the base of the window. To prepare the timeline for use, it must be assigned two program channels from the server. To select the channels, go to the Program Assign area at the bottom of the screen. Right-click, and then select the channels you wish to use. Once the channels have been assigned, the preview area becomes active, and now we need to create a timeline to edit onto. In the Timeline area, right-click and select Create Timeline. This opens a dialog box to create the new timeline in. In this case, I'll name the edit Post Interviews, as this is the edit I'll use for this demonstration. Next, I need to add a timecode value for the start timecode of the edit. And then I need to add the audio configuration for the timeline. For this demonstration, I'll use 4 audio tracks of 2 mono channels each, and then press OK. The timeline is then drawn in the area of the bottom of the screen with 1 video track and 4 audio groups as I selected in the dialog box. I now have a timeline ready to edit on. I'm going to build an edit using pre-prepared clips by selecting 2 sections from an interview and adding them to the timeline. The first clip I need is Answer 1. So I'm going to drag that onto my preview window to check it's the right material. And then I'm going to add it to the timeline. As the interview is only on tracks 1 and 2, I can deselect the other audio tracks. The clip will be added to the timeline at the point where the Now line is, which in this case is at the head of the edit. By pressing the Overwrite key, the clip is added to the edit. The next clip I need is Answer 4 and 5. So I select it from the database window and drag it into the preview window. Check this is the right section. Check the audio selection, but this remains the same as the last operation. And this time I'm going to drag the clip from the preview window onto the timeline in the right position. In this section, I'm going to insert a clip to cover the jump cut between the 2 answers. Again, I have a pre-prepared clip that is called Answer Paint. I'm going to drag that onto my preview window. For this clip, I need to change the audio selection as I don't want the commentary tracks which are on 1 and 2, but I want the effect tracks which are on 3 and 4. And I also need to choose which tracks to place the clip on. I want to place it on Video and Group 2. And then go to my player window and click on Overwrite. As the timeline is expanded, just to see the edit, I need to adjust the size of the timeline so I can see that the clip has been inserted together with its associated audio track. The audio level on the effects track with this action clip are too high, so they need to be adjusted. To do this, select the icon at the end of the audio track you wish to adjust. This expands that group of audio. Drop the level. I think lowering the level by about 6 dBs will do it. Go back to the icon and close it. In this section, I want to adjust the video on the end of the action clip using the trimming function available in IPEdit. To select the trim mode, I need to click in the area between the graduated timeline bar and the track, and hold the mouse button down, then drag the mouse to select the tracks I need to adjust. This puts the left side of the trim on my preview window and the right side on the edit output of my server. This is displayed in the picture box I've added to the screen. In this case, I'm going to trim the edit forward by around a second to include more of the goal and less of the interviewee. The resulting change is immediate, but I can still use either Ctrl-Z or the undo button over here to move the trim back to where it was. In this section, I want to add transitions to the joints in the edit. First, I need to place the now line near the transition I want to work on. Then select Effects. In this case, I want to add transitions to video and audio group 2. I want to add them before the cut transition. This is because there's a cut at the edit point. I'm going to leave it as 16 frames duration and then press Add to apply. The orange boxes around the joints show that the transition has been added. Next, I want to add transitions to the 2 remaining joints. To add both, a simple way is to mark an in on the timeline using I and an out on the timeline using O, which encompasses the 2 transitions I want to work on. Then I can select Effects again. Choose the tracks to apply the transitions effect to, and in this case, I'm going to go after the cut and make it slightly shorter and apply to all transitions between mark in and out points, and hit Add. This has now added transitions to the remaining clips. To check these edits, I'm going to move my now line to just before the transitions and press play.
Get in the box and get his goal, and from then we were in a good position to win the game.
Pleased to get your goal as well into double figures for the season?
Yeah, of course, you know, it's been a bit of a stop-start season for me so far, and I'm just looking forward now to getting back playing regularly and, you know, hopefully helping us win.
Both seem good, so now I'll do the last edit I need to do on this timeline. The last edit I need to do on this timeline is to extend the video out point so that when the audio out point is reached, the video doesn't freeze. To do this, I need to select Video Only. Add an out point past the end of the edit. Select Clip and use the Extend button. Now I've completed the edit on this timeline and it's ready for transmission.